Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
Here we go now. Welcome to the Solo Promoter Podcast, the show that is one guy talking about tabletop pro wrestling and fighting games solo. This includes Filsinger Games, Legends of Wrestling, Champions of the Galaxy, Go Fight Pow, and much, much more. Welcome to the show. My name is Grant Bachoco, and this is episode number 104. Before we get going, I want to send a special thank you out to all the members of the Golden Circle. These are the fine folks who get to hear these podcasts and see the videos I make before anybody else does. Seriously, right now, I'm recording this on June 18th, 2025. The Solo Promoter Golden Circle channel members have videos already that they can watch that are not going to be out publicly until August. So if you want to keep up on everything going on, head on over to solopromoter.com. That will take you to my YouTube page, and you can click where it says join, and then you can join the Golden Circle. Again, a big shout out to all the Golden Circle channel members. They get to watch a video of the recording of these podcast episodes. How lucky they are. But seriously, before and after the recording, I talk about what's coming up or what's going on or what's happening. So, they get a little bonus things too. Well, let's get some updates. I am currently in the process of wrapping up year 1 of Champions of the Galaxy Myth Worlds. I have 1 card left to go. It is my big end of year card. When I first started playing Champions of the Galaxy, I think it was my 3rd card. I would have to go back and look, but I called it Big Bang, and it was the big end of the year super card. And so that's what I have yet to play right now. I've got some great matches after floundering all year. Pinnacle has made his way back up to the top, and so he's going to challenge for the Galaxian Championship, and I think it will be really, really interesting if Pinnacle ends the year as the champion, and see what happens when the new set arrives. But still 1 card left to go. I'm excited about it, and in fact, I may even play it out after I record this podcast. I am giving away a set of Carl Zilla's latest Legends of Wrestling bootlegs. These are the Japanese-themed bootlegs that he did, more classic wrestlers from the early days of the sport. And if you would like to enter, it's free to enter. All you have to do is head on over to solopromoter.com. That will take you to my YouTube channel. Click where it says posts, or it might say community. YouTube is right in the middle of changing what that tab is called. And on some of my YouTube channels, it's called posts. On some of my YouTube channels, it's called community. And I think even it depends on when you go to the website, what it might say. Anyway, you'll find a post. It has a picture of Carl's bootlegs, and all you have to do to enter is be subscribed to the YouTube channel and comment the word me. That's it. Just me. I want to be entered in this. Golden Circle channel members, if you enter, you will get a bonus entry, but it's absolutely free to enter, and I'm going to pick the winner next week. I'm recording this again on June 18th, so I think next Monday is when I pick the winner. So don't waste any time. Get on over there and enter the contest and the giveaway. And finally, it's just a little over a week before I head out to Galacticon. Now, I'm very much hoping that I can do like I did last year, where I did, as soon as I got the new sets, I did a live stream going through the new sets. I'm hoping that's what will happen again this year. So stay tuned to solopromoter.com or subscribe on the YouTube channel. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss it, because people really liked that last year. And I may even actually, if we get the Champions of the Galaxy set Friday night, I will do one Friday night. So, you can get a jump on things. Anyway, very excited to head out to Galacticon. I don't have a Galacticon exclusive this year, just because my trip to Georgia, that May would have been the prime time that I was putting that together. I do have something that I'm working on, but it won't be ready to go to Galacticon. So that will come out at a later date. But anyway, I'm very excited to get out there and see everybody. Even if I don't have a Galacticon exclusive, I hope they still let me into the building. Well, let's get to the main topic of this podcast for today. And that topic is projects. What is a project? A project is a focused, goal-driven way to play your tabletop wrestling game. Now, as I go through this, I'm going to be talking a lot about Filsinger Games. I may even throw in a Go Fight Pow here and there, but I truly believe this will work for any tabletop wrestling game. It could work for Face to the Mat. It could work for Squared Circle. So when I'm going through this, just know that it will work for many different types of games, not just Filsinger Games or Go Fight Pow. This is the project way to play is a contrast to traditional Fed building play. Okay, so this is different than you're creating your own federation, you're building your history. It's going to have a long storied history, and you're building up. You have a championship lineage and all that kind of stuff. That's not what projects are. Although projects can have examples of that, but projects is more kind of a not necessarily standalone where it's only one game session, because a project may carry over several game sessions, but you have a goal in mind, what you're going to do, and you sit down and you play out that project until you reach that goal. So that's how it's different than the way that where you're building a Fed and you're building a Fed history. And projects are a great alternative for solo players or anybody else who wants a little variety. For the longest time, I was somebody who just worked on my Feds and built my Feds, but I've embraced projects, which we'll talk about, and I really, really like them. So what is a project? A project is a wrestling game objective with a clear goal or an endpoint. So let me give you some examples of of different kinds of projects you could do. You could do title defense runs, where you pick somebody who is the champion, and then you just keep throwing people against them until they lose the title. You could do beat the roster gauntlets. I love doing ranking gauntlets, but you could just do a gauntlet where there's one person and he's going up against the entire roster. And if he wins, he keeps going. If he loses, it's all over. You could do dream tournaments. So you could just do one night dream tournaments starring your favorite wrestlers from any era. And again, I'm talking about any wrestling game. So Champions, Legends, whatever, you could do just a dream tournament. Like, I always wondered what it would be like if these 8 guys were in a tournament together. So you can do that with a project. You can just run that project. It can exist in a vacuum. It is totally okay to play that way. You could create your own one-night supercards where you just decide, I'm going to create the greatest card using all the different wrestlers that I have in my collection, and it'll be a one-night dream supercard. I don't care about rankings. I'm not going to track wins and losses. I just want to see who's going to win and who's going to lose. These are all examples of different kinds of projects. They're great for those who enjoy structure or short form play, and they're flexible, as I said, for multiple game systems: Champions of the Galaxy, Legends, Indies, Go Fight Pow, Squared Circle, Face to the Mat, whatever you want to do, you can absolutely do it with a project. So for example, I have a project that I am currently working on. I have made no bones about it that my favorite Champions of the Galaxy character of all time is Shayne. I love Shayne. He has done super well in my Fed. He has held the Galaxian title for record number of defenses. He has held the interplanetary title for a record number of defenses. Right now, he's not doing too well in my Mythworlds Fed in singles, so I may be pairing him up with a partner very, very soon, and he can make a run for the tag team titles before he leaves completely. But anyway, Shayne is my absolute favorite card so far of all the cards that have come out in Champions of the Galaxy. And so I wanted to do a project with him, and I thought, well, I think Shayne is the greatest of all time. So what if he goes to Kronos? And Kronos is in Champions of the Galaxy, lore. It is the place where random dream matches can happen. People can just appear on Kronos, they can have a dream match, and then they get sent back to their own time period or even their own multiverse. So I said, what if Shayne goes to Kronos and he just challenges the best wrestler from every year or game edition of Champions of the Galaxy? And it has been so much fun playing this out. And it is a project with, I guess if game editions keep coming out, it won't have an end date. But I think I'm only, I don't know where I am exactly in this play, but I think I've gotten up to where the color editions start, which is 21, 25, and I think I've gone a few past those maybe. I'd have to go back and look. I should have looked at that before I started recording this. But the point is, I'm almost caught up to modern times, and it's just been a lot of fun to play. Some people Shayne can beat really easily. There are a couple people who have had strong cards multiple times, and they've come back and they've beat Shayne multiple times. So it's a great storyline, and it's been a lot of fun to play. And all I'm doing is I'm just playing solo matches. There's no other matches on the card. I just have Shayne versus this other person. And then win, lose, or draw, that's what happens. I do track wins and losses because I sort of had this thing where if Shayne ever gets more losses than he has wins, he would give up and say he's not the greatest of all time. But so far, that has not happened yet. So it still could possibly happen, but it has not happened yet. It's just a super satisfying way to play because I just know that I can sit down and play one or two matches out, and I'm working on this project. I don't have to worry about writing storylines. The storylines are already built into this entire thing, and it's just there's no pressure. It's just pure action with a clear goal, and it's a lot of fun. So some other project ideas that might work. You just declare a champion and see how many defenses they can get. You could have one wrestler versus a faction. So what if Wolf decided to take on all the gladiators? Again, I'm more Champions of the Galaxy, but you could also do what if Kurt Angle in Legends of Wrestling decided to take on all the foreign menace wrestlers, all the Russians, the Iron Sheik, etc. That is another example as well. You could recreate a real wrestler's career arc. So, we have several Legends of Wrestling wrestlers that have opponents in the game, people they fought with over the career. So you can recreate their biggest matches with those folks. That would work well also with Squared Circle, because Squared Circle just has tons and tons and tons of wrestlers from every federation, so you could really recreate somebody's career there. You could do a reverse tournament where the wrestler must survive round after round. You could do themed cards that are tag team only events, or no DQ gauntlets, or rookies only nights. So these are all just examples of projects. I'm sure you can think of several other examples of projects that you might want to do. But it really is freeing because you don't have to worry about the storyline. If there's a DQ, you don't have to worry about what happens after the match. And, you're going to think of those things automatically anyway, but it doesn't matter for this project. Another example I wanted to give is Stu Lowry of the Uncharted Territory podcast. He's got his he called it a replay structure, but then he just called it a replay project, I think. But it is his History of Joint Promotions, which is his Champions of the Galaxy based project, and then his World Championship Tour, which is his Legends-based project. He runs career-style replay projects where a chosen champion travels the world, or the galaxy, defending their title. He does track wins, losses, DQs, and he builds long-term stats towards recognized reigns. 20 defenses for him equals 1 title reign. The advantages of this system: champions stay champs until you're ready for them to not be champs anymore. It's stat focused, so it's sort of like a Strat-O-Matic style of sports replay. You're just playing it with wrestlers, and it has infinite replay possibilities. It's also a great model for turning a single wrestler's journey into a long-term project. So this is a lot of fun. I will have links to Stu's feds on the message boards here, so you can go in and you can check him out. You can see how he plays. I think when he sits down to play, he may do only 1 or 2 matches. Sometimes he has an undercard match that goes on. But again, if you like short bite little projects, this is a great way to do it as well. Why do projects work? Well, it's less time intensive than running a full fed. You don't have to worry about keeping rankings. You don't have to worry about typing up, volumes and volumes of results. You can start and stop without pressure. It's a project that you can pick up and put down anytime. I would have to look again when I started the Shayne's Challenge project, but I know it was over a year ago, if probably coming in close to 2 years that I started it. And it's not done yet, but that's fine. Every once in a while, I go through the old cards. I get out his next, 5 or so competitors. I get them on the table. I roll those out, and then maybe take a break until the next one comes out. It really helps avoid burnout, because you're not like, I got to go back to my fed, but I got to remember who's in a storyline with who and who's fighting with who. There's none of that pressure, because you know who your one champion is. You know who, what you want to do for the night. I just want to get a bunch of my favorite wrestlers and I want to put them together. And, you could even run, just thinking of this right now, you could run a battle royal, and that's your project. You could just take 20 of your favorite wrestlers, roll out a battle royal. That's your project. You're done. That's it. Encourages creativity without needing a ton of cards or sets. So, in the last episode, we talked about, not being caught up and how many sets you need in order to catch up to modern day champions of the galaxy. If you only have a few sets, you can totally run projects with them. And here's the other thing. I totally think that if you start running a project, it will spur on ideas for other projects, but it will also, if you do play a fed, it will spur on ideas for playing in your fed. So I think I did work in a little thing where Shayne missed a card and nobody knew why Shayne missed a card, but that's because he was on Kronos fighting the best of the best. So it's just, projects are really, really great, and they still allow for storyline, stats, and big moments. It's just not as much pressure. So how to start your own project. Pick a theme, a goal, or a central wrestler. I want to see who Bruiser Brody can beat out of all the other Legends of Wrestling cards I have. I want to see Hulk Hogan fight every other top contender in Squared Circle. It doesn't matter what the rest of the It doesn't matter what the rest, of the card is. I just want to focus on those matches. In Go Fight Pow, this is totally true. I want to have Bobcat Jack wrestle until he finally gets a win. He is such a loser in my Fed, and he's an IFC original. So that is a project I could do. And I could track those results into my Fed's history or just ignore them. It doesn't matter. It is up to you. Set a structure, how long, what the rules are, what format. Decide how or if you'll even track results. If you do, you can just do a simple notebook, spreadsheet, Obsidian. I'll tell you, when I was in Georgia, I didn't bring my big notebooks with me where I track results. I went to Dollar General. I picked up a little black notebook, and I really liked it's a little tiny composition book, just jotting down my results in there. So another great thing to do, you don't have to be precious about it. You can just do it on the back of a napkin and it'll be fine. Be flexible. Let the story grow organically. Just have fun, because back in the day when we used to play board games, if we played Monopoly or if we played even Chutes or Ladders, I'm talking way, way back, if we played Candyland, at the end of the thing, it didn't matter. There wasn't a storied history of who won Candyland and ruled Candyland. No, we just sat down and we played a game. And that's what you're doing here. Sometimes it doesn't have to be part of a major Fed history. If you want it to, it can, but it does not have to be. So I would love to know from you. You can drop a comment. What's a project you're running right now, or one you're thinking about running? Do you prefer projects, or do you prefer Fed building? Have you tried a system like Stu's system? Let me know in the comments. I would love to know, and let me know just what you think about projects. Another great podcast to check out about projects is the Tabletop Sportscast. He does occasionally talk about wrestling on there, but more often he's just talking about projects, and listening to that podcast is kind of what spurred me on here. Do projects work for tabletop wrestling games? The answer is yes, and I hope I have given you just a little seed to inspire you to start a project of your own. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Solo Promoter Podcast. If you have a topic you'd like the show to cover, leave it in the comments. Make sure to subscribe or follow wherever you're listening to this. You can check out my personal feds at gwfpromoter.com and lowpromoter.com. The theme song is American Guy by Throwing Toasters, used by permission and available on Apple Music, Spotify, and anywhere you get your music. This podcast is not affiliated in any way with any gaming company or their subsidiaries. It's purely for entertainment purposes. This episode is copyright 2025 Saturday Morning Media. Grant Pachoco, executive producer. All rights reserved.